Okay, one more thing that you might need to know when you get to the point of turning in your Unit 1 project, your PA, is how to adjust the layout. If you find that you need more space for something, this is particularly common with references. Oftentimes, the references will not fit in that little box that we have here in the template. These little references look all nice and cute, but the reality is they're probably going to be a lot longer than that. So you might find yourself with a situation where you have a little red box here showing that you have too many your references are too long for the frame. Obviously you wouldn't probably have quite that many, but they might be longer. In that case, there are several things that you can do. The first thing to do, as you can see, there's really no extra, there's not a lot of extra space here. The text of the PA itself goes right to the end. So where am I going to put those extra references? Well, I've got to shorten my text, and there are several ways you can do that. Obviously, one way is just to edit it, to shorten it, make it less wordy, cut out anything unnecessary. Once you've done that, and you're confident that you've edited it as much as you can, there are a few other ways to shorten things. One way we can do that is by kerning. And what I mean by that is I'm going to look for what are called widows and orphans in editorial lingo. And one example would be something like this. Technically, this is not a problem that we have this shorter line at the very end of this paragraph, but it does take up space and leaves us with some empty space here, especially because there's a heading coming next. So I'm going to take this paragraph, I'm going to triple click to select the whole thing. You could also just drag and select it. And I'm going to go right here. This is a kerning tool. And basically what it does is it squeezes together the characters on the page so that you can fit more in. So you really never want to go beyond -25. That's pretty tight. Ideally not past 5 or 10. So I'm going to start with -5. Aha, see? Even just doing a little bit gave me another entire line here. Still didn't bring up this heading that I have here, but there are some other things that we can do to make that work. So I'm going to keep looking. Okay, I have a paragraph here. Let's just say that I am able to edit that one out, or combine it with another paragraph. Okay, so now I can take this heading and just backspace to pull it back in here. Oops. Okay, sorry. There we go. And look at that. I have lots of space now. So that's one way we can do it. Another thing I can do is here on this page, the top of these text frames, it's not quite to the top of the page. There's like a line here. So I could take this line and move it up, and take these frames and move them up. I'm going to do that with all 3 of them. Undo that because I think this is going to be enough space. And once you start moving around boxes and lines, it can get a bit more complicated. So let's start with this. So I'm going to take the bottom of this text frame that now has some empty space in it. I'm going to pull it up right underneath the last bit of text that I have. And then I'm going to drag and select both of these boxes here. And I'm going to use my arrow keys. The reason I'm using my arrow keys is because I want to avoid accidentally moving them to the side and messing up the alignment. So I'm just going to bump them up using arrow keys. Straight up underneath this here. Alright, now what I can do is I can drag this part down here, and all my things will fit. Now, this is going to looks kind of weird now, but I can fix that by the best way to fix that is going to be to take this image and move it over a little bit so that the text can wrap around. If you ever get to a situation where you have something selected and you don't want it selected, just hit escape button. That will usually fix the problem. Alright, so I'm going to have to adjust this frame a bit to make it fit now. Aha! There we go. So just kind of tweak it a bit. There. Alright, I think that should do. Okay. See? Looks pretty good. So that's one way that you can do that. You can tweak this a bit if you need to. It can get complicated with text wrapping and such, but hopefully the template is set up where the text should wrap automatically. As you can see, as I move this around, the text kind of avoids it because it's made to do that. But if you get into a situation where you just can't get it to look right, send me a message or message to us, and you can pass that on to me, and we'll help you figure it out. Hopefully that's helpful, and you can fit everything in as you need to. I will point out that on the other template, there's actually a graphic down here. The best way to adjust this particular template would be to simply make this graphic smaller. So you would take these bits here, drag and select everything there, and move them down, and then go down to the bottom and bring that up, and just make that that picture frame smaller. And then you have a little bit more room to move things here, adjust the frames. If needed, you can even move that references section where it starts in this column here, if necessary. Alright, I know that's a bit more complex, but again, the best way is probably just to shorten your text and make this box a little bigger, or this one. If you have trouble with it, please let me know, and I